Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Saturday, January 16, 2016, around 2:29 in the afternoon, Billerica, Massachusetts. It was a rainy morning, ended at some snowflakes in Billerica, just coatings, and it briefly went back to rain before ending around noontime, and now all the snow that fell for about an hour this morning has melted and stuff. Plus the snow that fell on the ground Tuesday is basically gone. Maybe some light coatings and patches left. But it's just there for the next batch to come, which is probably going to be Sunday night, Monday morning with scattered snow showers. Maybe we'll get a coating to an inch out of that. And next week's weather, bitter cold, but no snow in sight. But don't let your guard up, because January 24th is next Sunday, and this time 1 year ago on January 24th started the unbelievable snow and cold streak. So we're not out of the woods yet. It could happen, but with this El Nino pattern, it's highly unlikely, as the late great Gorilla Monsoon used to say. Some news to report: the Baltimore Orioles re-signed first baseman Crush Davis to a 7-year contract with $161 million. Chris actually rejected a $150 million contract from the team earlier this offseason, and it was rumors he was going to sign elsewhere, but the Orioles came to their senses and signed Chris Davis. Biggest contract in team history. Davis has led Major League Baseball in home runs 2 out of the past 3 years. And also, Kansas City Royals signed Ian Kennedy to a 5-year contract worth $70 million. Ian Kennedy is a pitcher. He won 21 games for the Diamondbacks in 2011. And also, UMass Lowell Riverhawks men's hockey team beat UMass Amherst Minutemen by the score 4-1 last night at Songus Arena. These two teams play again tonight. And UMass Lowell's men's basketball team beat the University of Maryland at Baltimore County by the score of 95-89 in overtime. And that's about it on the news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the former WWE tag team, the Dream Team. The Dream Team was around for about 2 years in the mid to late 1980s. There was actually 2 incarnations of the Dream Team. The first one was Brutus Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine, and the second one was Greg the Hammer Valentine and Dino Bravo. Both incarnations of the Dream Team was managed by legendary WWE Tag Team Wrestler and Hall of Famer Luscious Johnny Valiant, also known as Luscious Johnny V. Johnny Valiant was a multiple-time WWE Tag Team Champion in the 70s, first with his fictitious brother, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. They won a couple of tag team titles in the 70s, and later on, in 1979, Johnny won it with his other fictitious brother, Jerry Valiant. They were managed by Captain Lou Albano, another fellow WWE Hall of Famer. The Dream Team started out in the summer of 1985. Beefcake was managed by Luscious Johnny V for many months. He was like kind of a mid-card heel and stuff. He was getting over and stuff. And Greg the Hammer Valentine basically lost the Intercontinental title to Tito Santana in the Steel Cage in Baltimore, Maryland. A few months before, Beefcake and Valentine were teaming up at house shows together, facing off against Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana, kind of merging those two feuds, merging those two feuds together, because Beefcake and Steamboat had a mini house show feud. And eventually, the Valentine stopped being managed by Jimmy Hart. He was exclusively managed by, unless it's Johnny Valiant, and with Beefcake, and they were becoming a good team and stuff, and they were becoming one of the top heel teams in the WWE. Eventually, they got a title shot against the WWE Tag Team title champions at that time, Wyndham and Rotundo, who were the U.S. Express, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. And they had a match at the Philadelphia Spectrum in August of 1985. It was a great match between the U.S. Express and the Dream Team. The ending had the Greg the Hammer Valentine get a cigar of Luscious Johnny B, V, and burn Wyndham's eyes without the referee seeing, because he was distracted by Rotundo and Captain Leo Albano got the opening, and Bruce the Barber Beefcake beat Wyndham, pinned him 1, 2, 3, and the Dream Team is new WWE Tag Team Champions. And for the next 7 months, the Dream Team reigned supreme in the WWE. They beat team after team after team. They gave a couple of shots to the US Express, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, beat them easily. Both Windham and Rotundo bailed on the WWE around the fall of 1985 to go to Jim Crockett Promotions, and which turned into WCW. They also defended against the Killer Bees in some house shows. Also, they had a heel versus heel feud on some house shows against the Hart Foundation, Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And the Dream Team was actually the faces in a couple of these matches and stuff. Beefcake and Hammer were, decently popular with the crowd in some house shows, even though both of them were heels and stuff. And this team of Beefcake and Valentine was a real oiled machine. The Veteran and Greg the Hammer Valentine, and kind of a rookie in Beefcake, even though Beefcake wrestled several years, but he was basically like a secondary role. And also Beefcake is best friends with Hulk Hogan. His real name is Ed Leslie. And then in early 1986, the Beefcake and Valentine, the Dream Team, feud with the British Bulldogs, which was Davey Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid, and they had a long-running feud. They had several matches at house shows throughout the country. Many of them were non-title matches. The British Bulldogs beat the Dream Team in several non-title matches and stuff. Then they had singles matches between the Hammer and Davey Boy Smith, and Beefcake and the Dynamite Kid on TV tapings and stuff. And then WrestleMania 2 happened. It was the main event for the Chicago portion of WrestleMania 2. It was the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid, with Captain Lou Albano and Ozzy Osbourne, the Rocker, in their corner, facing off against the tag team champions, the Dream Team, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Bruce Beefcake. And this was probably the Bulldogs' best match of all time, and it's probably the Dream Team's best match as well. The Bulldogs beat the Dream Team when Davey Boy Smith uses a power slam on Greg the Hammer Valentine and pins him 1, 2, 3. The Dream Team loses the Tag Team Championship, and they continue their feud over the next few months and stuff, with the Bulldogs always winning and stuff. And then afterwards, the Dream Team settles into some mid-card feuds with other tag teams, including the new US Express, which was Mike Rotundo and Dan Spivey. They participated in many tag team battle royals and stuff, usually losing, but there were more and more fans cheering the Dream Team, especially Brutus Beefcake, because he was getting real popular with the crowd, even though he was a heel and stuff. In the fall of 1986, Luscious Johnny V adds Dino Bravo to a stable, and there was plans that Bravo was going to eventually go into the Dream Team and stuff, and which one he was going to replace. There was talk that Greg Valentine was going to turn face and, get booted out of the Dream Team, because that was a rumor I heard, but I couldn't have seen that to be true. And then the Dream Team starts feuding with the Rougeau brothers, Jacques and Raymond. And one time during a 6-man tag team match on WWE Superstars, it was the Killer Bees and Leapin' Lanny the Cam-Ann Connection and Leapin' Lanny Poffo facing off against the Dream Team and Adrian Adonis. And Adrian Adonis thought he was going to cut Lanny Poffo's hair, but it wasn't. It was Brutus Beefcake's hair, and then it got Beefcake shocked, and he and Adonis got into an argument and stuff, but it was had to be pulled off by the Hammer and Jimmy Hart and Luscious Johnny V. But afterwards, that planted the seeds for the face turn for Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And at WrestleMania 3, it was the Dream Team, which was Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine facing off against Jacques and Raymond Rougeau. This was a great match. It probably was the third best match on WrestleMania card. The Dream Team won. Greg the Hammer Valentine won with Dino Bravo interfering. Dino Bravo dyed his hair from jet black to blonde. He interfered, pinned Jacques, and Beefcake was mad. He tried to grab Dino Bravo and Greg Valentine, but that completed Beefcake's face turn. And later on, Beefcake cut the hair of Adrian Adonis after Piper beat him in the retirement match. Brutus Beefcake turned face, and he's the Barber now. And then Luscious Johnny V manages a new Dream Team, which comprised of Greg the Hammer Valentine and Dino Bravo. But this Dream Team incarnation only lasted about 7-8 months. They weren't that great and stuff. They did a lot of preliminary matches and stuff, and they feuded with the Rougeau brothers and the Young Stallions, but they got no title shots. And backstage, Greg the Hammer Valentine did not like Dino Bravo at all as a team, and basically he thought like he and Beefcake would be a long-running team in the WWE, but the fans were popping bigger for Beefcake than the Hammer and stuff. The Dream Team ended in November of 1987 when the WWE split them up and had Greg the Hammer Valentine and Dino Bravo go to singles. And also Luscious Johnny V was fired by the WWE around that time, and Greg Valentine went back to be managed by Jimmy Hart, and Dino Bravo got managed by Frenchie Martin, who was actually a Canadian wrestler who was on WWE TV doing jobs. He was a jobber. He did jobs. That means he got always peak 1, 2, 3. They didn't have pay-per-views back then. But if they did, Frenchie Martin would probably be doing the JOB at the PPV. The Dream Team, in my humble opinion, was one of the best tag teams in the WWE in the mid-80s. They should have had a long run as a tag team and stuff, but the fans cheered for Brutus Beefcake. And when the fans cheer for a heel wrestler, especially in the WWE, Vince McMahon, who's in charge of it, he has to turn them face and stuff. Plus, Beefcake was a buddy of Hulk Hogan, so a face turn was inevitable for the Barber. And the Dream Team was probably the last great thing that Greg the Hammer Valentine did in the world of professional wrestling that was significant. After both of the Dream Teams were broken up, his career just went down the toilet, and Dino Bravo got a decent gimmick with being the Canadian strongman, and Luscious Johnny V, like as a manager, was okay and stuff. He didn't manage too many wrestlers, but the Dream Team was probably his signature team that he managed. Signature wrestlers he managed. He also managed Spoiler and First Incarnation and Demolition, and actually Hulk Hogan in the AWA and the Destruction Crew in the AWA as well. And that's about it on the Dream Team. And that's about it on this video blog for right now, but I'll be back later with the third and final video blog of the night about actor, comedian, TV host, Howie Mandel. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Brennan guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hutt is so stunning. She's the best Elizabeth in the world, and she's also got nice legs. Amy Swensy's so awesome, and Amy's also got nice legs. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 in Raleigh, North Carolina is so stunning, and of course she has got nice legs. And in the words of Dee Patel, last week, no bus bye. See you tonight, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.